welcome. My name is Trevor Stratton, and I am the president on the board of directors of Two Spirited People of the First Nations, one of the Aboriginal AIDS service organizations here in Toronto. I am here to do the acknowledgement of the traditional territory of the original peoples, but I'm going to go one step better because I am a band member and citizen of the Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nation, so I'd like to actually welcome you to the traditional territory of the original peoples. I also, though, would like to, in addition to acknowledging the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe peoples, acknowledge the Mohawk people, the Haudenosaunee people, whose territory we're also standing on, as well as the Wendat, also known as the Huron, the Neutral Indians, and all of the Métis people here, living here as well. Now I'd like to call on Joanne Simons, CEO of Casey House, for the welcoming address. Joanne?
Good morning. I am so thrilled to see all of you. I am even more thrilled that the sun is shining. Welcome. We are all here today to celebrate the grand opening of our new state-of-the-art hospital that was designed with our clients' needs at the forefront of our mind. I would like to thank our special guest for joining us today, Premier Kathleen Wynne, Health Minister Dr. Eric Hoskins, Mayor John Tory, Kenneth Poon, a client of Casey House, and top Toronto chef Matt Basili. Almost 30 years ago, March 1st, 1988, when the doors opened at 9 Huntley Street, it was a very different day. No media, no cameras, no special guests, no speeches, no celebration. The first client was delivered to Casey House by paramedics wearing hazmat suits. When brought up the steps, he was embraced physically and emotionally by our founder, June Colwood, and the nursing team with open arms, without fear and without judgment. 12 men were welcomed to Casey House in those first few months and were cared for with compassion. They died with dignity rather than shame. Since the doors opened, Casey House has supported close to 1,000 people in their final days, and now thankfully, hundreds more who have been able to return back to their home and community. Our 1988 annual report reads, "For as long as the AIDS crisis exists, Casey House will provide palliative care for those affected, after which the home will become welcome to those with other terminal illnesses." While we haven't yet, and I mean yet, been able to celebrate the eradication of this disease, care has changed dramatically. Alongside the advances in treatment, far fewer clients pass away in our care. And we have expanded beyond an inpatient program to provide a broader continuum care. We've moved from a 10,000 square foot hospice to a 58,000 square foot hospital to recognize the evolving need of our clients. With our new hospital, we will be able to more than double the number of people we see on an annual basis with the introduction of our day health program and social community. We can bring care to people who have multiple medical and social needs and support them to remain in community. And that need certainly continues today, just as it did in the 80s, with approximately 7 people diagnosed with HIV every day in Canada, half of those living in Ontario and 2/3 in Toronto. Now, the good news is that for many people who are diagnosed with HIV, they are able to manage their disease effectively with support network and treatment. Unfortunately, our clients are not among that majority, and they fall into the category of 40% of people in Ontario who are not on treatment. They are vulnerable, they are seeking safety and nourishment. For some, Casey House is the only home they know, and Casey House remains one of the few places where people with HIV and AIDS can seek care without judgment. We are more than a place that saves lives. We are a place that speaks up, shines understanding through compassion, and empowers our clients to get better. We make our clients' humanity more visible than their disease. And today, Today we challenge the ongoing stigma associated with HIV and AIDS. Stigma that has no place in our minds or this conversation. We challenge words like blame and shame. And we stand now with great pride on Jarvis Street with a magnificent new facility that's a real testament to this community at its best, at its strongest, and at its most compassionate. And while stigma is still very real, we are so thankful to many in our community who recognize that we must care for our most vulnerable citizens. To say that it has taken a village is a vast understatement. It has taken over a decade with an enormous amount of effort of so many people, all of you in the audience today. The board of directors and committee members, past and current, who have steered this project so expertly, all of our donors who believed in the vision, our staff who dedicate their hearts, their minds, and their hands every day, and all of our volunteers who work tirelessly beside us to have made June's dream a reality. I would like to mention in particular Mark Bonham, for without whom we would not be standing on these steps. The Capital Campaign Cabinet led by Jamie Watt and raised over $10 million. To the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, who so clearly recognize the need for investment in the community and have been our partner on this project since the very beginning and always put clients first. The team at the Toronto Central LHIN, who we work with daily to increase the health of our population. The City of Toronto, and especially Councillor Wong Tam, who has been a true champion and friend. Siamak Hariri of Hariri Pontarini Architects for the creation of this hospital that feels like a home. Scott Weir and the team at ERA for bringing the Grey Lady to life and making her glow. Penny Phelan of BTY Group, whose project management skills are unmatched. Infrastructure Ontario, and all those involved in the construction, thank you. Caring for our clients, we don't do it alone, and we work very close with our community partners, St. Mike's Hospital and the other AIDS service organizations. We thank you for your collaboration and partnership. And most of all, to our clients, who inspire me every single day, who shine resilience, tenacity, and resolve. Casey House is very proud to be a leader in HIV/AIDS care, boldly advocating on behalf of our clients to demand the dignity they deserve and challenging stigma. Thank you once again for being with us today, and special thanks to Jessie Frayne, June's daughter. I think June would have been very proud today. Welcome to our new home. It is now my real pleasure